Peace. This is Star with the Star Blooms. I'm literally 341. That is so crazy, y'all. These is numbers that follow me everywhere for good reason. Okay, so peace. This is Star. Y'all, I've literally been hearing over and over and over again. It's what you waking up to. It's what you've waken up to. So there is a rate of existence that we are experiencing. A lot of times, y'all, we be popping our shit. People who are spiritual beings who have certain layers of knowing. And this is the thing. Before you know, there is this rate of like delusion that you're moving through. And the only reason why it's delusion is because you are walking in the state of remembrance. There is a certain form of like cleansing that I'm gonna say it the way it is in my head. There's a certain form of cleansing that grants you clearance to certain rates of, I don't know why I'm hearing clemency, but it's a clearance, okay, within your spirit, within your blood, okay? And if you could understand that these blood doors are almost like chambers that are unlocked, and then there's a trickle down, unlock to another level. There's a trickle down. Before I used to look at it as like gas because I used to smoke a whole lot. And I would think, okay, because I was taught the hot air balloon method. So when you heal, you have a certain rate of experience. Once you've addressed a trauma, you drop a weight, a sandbag, and then there's a dose of air, fire that's pointed in you. I would say gas, because it's giving you more energy. It's actually putting pedal to the metal. It's actually pushing you further. But how I've been seeing and perceiving it lately is a chamber that opens up. And when I first came into my rates of like awareness, I always talked about keys because that's all my spirit team would speak to me about. Is like, you got the keys, you got the keys, you got the keys, you got the keys. And what I've been hearing today is it's like it's what you've waken up to. Okay. Now here's the thing. When we be talking our shit, like I said, we be talking based off of a rate of delusion, based off of the level of illusion that we're still connected to because we're trying to perceive through the lens of the eyes that couldn't see, right? And then you're dealing with people who, because you're so empathic, you attract rates of envy through people. Like you activate stuff in people that they don't even want you to activate. They don't want to feel this way about you, but for some reason, it's just something about you that makes them get to this rate. You have to work through these things. And the more you work through these things, the more your knowing increases because you begin to understand, I knew that I was this, but now I understand why. I've had experience, I've had a rate of journey that I've walked through. A lot of people are wanting to attack certain connections, they're wanting to attack certain destinies. They're wanting to keep you off track. They're wanting to take you off of your pivot. They're wanting to keep you from having this grand shift, this grand change, this grand advancements, this grand enhancements. They're wanting to keep your gifts from being unlocked. But the reality of it is, it's what you've awakened up to, you know? And you don't know until you know, right? So it's like your shh talk could be the it talk if you've waken up to that it version of yourself that actually houses the energy, because just enough chambers have unlocked for you to be able to gain access and privy to the privilege of who it is that you are, not just on a physical rate but on a spiritual and a soul rate. And a lot of people don't understand that they are attacking certain beings who have activated, connected to, and channeled certain soul rates, which are ancient, and they're not. That's why it won't work. That's why it doesn't matter what they do. It's why it doesn't matter the numbers. 444, thank you, Spirit. That's why it doesn't matter the numbers that they gather in. That's why it doesn't matter the rate of connections that are made. That's why it doesn't matter how hard They try just how many dolls are made with your energy, just how many people are wanting to attack you directly, just how many schemes, just how many cauldrons, just how many chakras they're trying to attach to different powers. You have to understand that there is a rate that you are unlocking when you are healing. And some of y'all done did the work, baby. That's what Spirit said. You did the work. You did the work. All right. And this is the great merchant that I have been speaking about. All right. Some of us don't understand that we sit in the presence of certain frequencies that we can't physically comprehend. And because we're still facing certain rays of the illusion based off of the height that we've been able to ascertain through our delusion in our remembrance of what is true, right? We are still sitting in the space that grants us rates of mercy. And I want y'all to understand, when you sit in her, when you sit in mercy, babe, first of all, mercy's so not quiet. Mercy's not quiet. Mercy grants you the opportunity to be empathic to your empath. It grants you the opportunity to perceive the rates of jealousy that you may have based on yourself. What does this mean? Sometimes you be wondering why me? Oh my goodness, why me? This is, like I said, I shared earlier, you're not being used. A lot of times we want to think, oh, we're being used. This person used me. This person used, they took advantage of me. And I swear I'm speaking off of the pivot of the neck and the swivel and the swirl, because that's where I used to live at. I used to live at it because I knew that these people knew what they knew when they made the decision and did what they chose. And they knew how it would affect, but they didn't care, right? And a lot of times you don't recognize that it be the cause that you need so you could have the effect that Spirit always was aware that was coming. But we don't want to sit in the cause and effect. We don't want to make it about what is. We don't want divine timing to take place, and then we push mercy away because we still be wanting to sit in the midst of our funk. We be wanting to match people's energy. We be wanting to get back. Ain't no get back in spirit, y'all. In truth, right? In truth, the true get back, y'all, is your success. Is you doing the very thing that they was trying to keep you from doing. Why? Because ain't nobody gonna do it like you, because it was yours for it to be done. Even if 10 people do the same exact thing, you're going to have 10 different versions of the same exact thing. You know why? Because there's 10 different rates of experience that are needed to be experienced. That's why we never have to be jealous. That's why we never have to sit and wait. That's why we never have to force ourselves to be in conditions to connect with certain people based off of what it is that we're doing to be able to see. No, bro, you got to be able to be comfortable in what it is that you do best. And a lot of times people feel like it's the isolation that's never necessary that keeps people from getting to the next step. But they don't recognize a lot of people have always been in the condition of being hive minded, being this collective state of wanting to mimic, copy, paste. When you awaken certain rates of you in the experience of yourself, while you are waking up to your desires, while you are connecting and aligning with soul, you are also awakening rates of envy, jealousy, memories. All right. And you'll start to even have this stuff in your dream, y'all. You'll start to remember past lives. Oh, shucks, you was the person who tried to kill me last lifetime. Dang. And I woke up this lifetime and you're my mother. Right? It's not a thing where you have to get so caught off in it. It's a thing where you get to be aware. I've awakened to a rate. I've awakened to a rate. I've awakened to a rate. And because I've awakened to this rate, I've also awakened energy with me that is here with me, garnering with me. I'm not alone as I stand on the shoulders of giants. I am sitting in this position, in the posture that keeps me. That's why I'm going to continue to move forward. Y'all do the same thing. Don't be discouraged. Don't be encouraged to go against yourself. Continue to move forward boldly.